Hey there, good people of the world. It's Craig Grabo here with Central Lawn Care. I hope you'll take a moment to talk lawn and landscape with me. Today, we're going to do what the kids like to call having a little bit of real talk. And this real talk is going to be covering topping of trees, why it's not good, and how you shouldn't feel ashamed that somebody sold you a bill of goods and that you got your trees topped, but in the future, you shouldn't have it happen. So, what is topping of trees? Well, I'm going to ask you to Google it. And the reason I'm going to ask you to Google it instead of me showing you a tree is because I wasn't going to go on to somebody's property or something like that where they had a tree topped, have it exposed to the world because so many people are watching these videos because I'm killing it giving you lawn and landscape information. Because the customer really shouldn't be shamed, and either should the contractor, because that's not going to get anywhere with anyone. As soon as you start shaming people because they did something that they didn't know any better to do, well, then they just get defensive and then they're just going to shut you down. So let's just talk about why topping of trees is so bad. Pause for a moment, go Google it so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, you're back. Gotcha. Okay, so topping of trees is bad for multiple reasons. One, it's terrible for the tree. It's just terrible for the tree. You might say, well, I don't really care if it's terrible for the tree. I just want the tree around so I don't have to get it removed. Well, then you obviously care about the tree enough to want it to stick around. So don't you want it to stick around and be healthy? Okay, well then topping of trees is bad for the health of the tree. And if you want that tree to stick around, topping it is really bad. And here's some reasons why. The biggest one is as soon as you start to cut back into those larger branches, that tree is going to respond by sending out crazy excessive growth. It's going to grow at about 5 times the rate that it normally would. And as soon as it starts to grow at that sort of rate, it's going to become weak in those branches that it puts out. So another reason that you're not going to want to prune it is because of a safety liability. If all of a sudden you have a bunch of unsafe branches that are growing there, well, now you've created an economic impact on yourself that you maybe did not recognize. And that's if one of those weak branches breaks out and say crashes into your house, crashes into a car, crashes and falls on somebody. That sounds like a terrible idea. So while you might save money in the forefront by having somebody come in who does not really know what they're doing, so they're giving you a really good price, so you compare them to this really high-end company and they're saying, well, no, we want to take this approach, it's going to take a little longer, which means it's going to be more expensive. Then you get this other guy that comes in and says, hey, no problem, we can do the same thing, which it's not, I hate to break it to you, the same thing by reducing that size so that you can have it not encroaching on your house and stuff like that, but we're going to do it for like half the price. You are running a huge risk because as soon as it starts to pop out all that excessive growth and it's got small cells and all sorts of stuff and it's just a weak tree all around, and then all of a sudden a big giant storm comes through, breaks one of those big branches out and it crashes into your car, I hate to tell you, but you just lost a ton of money. So in the future, do a little bit of research. It's worth it. It is worth it to not have your trees topped. We want the trees to stick around. We want your car to stick around. I'm sure you do too. You don't want your homeowners to have to cover the damage that caused to your car as a result of trying to save a couple bucks. I mean, I want to save a couple bucks too, but compare apples to apples. If someone's telling you that topping a tree, that reducing your oak tree by 40% is going to be a good idea, I promise you it's a terrible idea. So don't feel bad that you had it topped in the past. You can always have it corrected. Hire a really good company. They're going to end up being able to come in, correct those prunings, get it on the right track, and then you're also going to have to get it pruned less. So thanks for taking a moment to talk lawn and landscape with me. Till next time, enjoy the weekend, week, whenever you happen to see this.